Welcome to Discover the Virgin Diet. So, I want to welcome everyone and say just congratulations. I am so excited that you're joining me today because it means that you're just moments away from learning about a program that can truly change your life in just a few short weeks. The main message that I hope to get through to you is that you are worth the time and effort that it takes to make these changes because you deserve to be your healthiest, happiest self. You deserve to feel good so that you can do the things you want to do without pain or discomfort. To look good so that you feel confident in and out of your clothes. To be healthy so that you can be around for and to enjoy your kids and your kids' kids. You want to not just survive, you want to thrive. The majority of Americans are living with some combination of joint pain, weight gain, skin problems, gas, bloating, headaches, fatigue, and autoimmune conditions that they don't have to be suffering through. I know this because I did. What I've discovered through the Virgin Diet is that all of these ailments can be cured entirely by cutting out 7 main foods, and the results are astonishing. I'm Dr. Lavelle, the founder of Premier Wellness, where our mission is to support heart-centered, open-minded women so that they can transform their health, their businesses, and their lives. As a plastic surgeon for over 20 years, I've helped thousands of people like you meet their outer physical goals with surgery. Now, you know the surgeon's motto, heal with cold steel. But for years, being unable to treat issues like resistant fat loss, fatigue, and joint pain was just frustrating. After some own personal health issues forced me to look at my own nutrition and lifestyle choices to get back on the right track, I found life transformation medicine, a holistic way of identifying and actually healing chronic conditions that other providers may not be able to. A way that you can finally feel and look as good as you want. So, how many of you on the webinar have actually heard of functional or life transformation medicine? I share this photo from my former dancing days to give you a brief look at where I came from physically. After being in ballet for over 17 years and being rail thin the whole time, when I stopped dancing and working out for hours every day, I slowly gained weight with each year. So how many of you were active in your teens and early 20s and then children, work, stress all got in the way? Well, although I had slowly been gaining weight after my 2 children, it wasn't until I developed arthritis in my hips, probably from my dancing days, that I found myself 10 pounds heavier than I had ever been, even when I had been 9 months pregnant. I probably tried every reputable diet known to man, and probably not a few wacky ones either. I would lose about 5 pounds after a month of struggling, and then I would rapidly gain it back after I went back to eating what was just then normal to me, when at that point that was lots of processed foods and carbs. I finally stumbled on the paleo way of eating, and within just a few months, I lost most of my excess weight. Then, out of nowhere, or at least I thought so at the time, in the space of a year, I developed 2 separate blood clots in my legs that traveled to my lungs, and then a third one that completely filled my left leg up to my waist. Each time I was told I could have died, and each time it was a little harder to recover. After the third hospitalization in a year, I was in a downward spiral, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And then I got hit with severe migratory joint pain and a rash. Now, conventional medicine put me on high-dose steroids, the traditional heavy-duty gold standard for inflammation. Well, not only didn't I get better, but I reacted to the steroids, and I was so dizzy that I would literally bounce into walls. Needless to say, this wasn't conducive to my surgical practice. I kept searching for answers, and I finally found a functional medicine practitioner. I had some specialized testing and was placed on a leaky gut protocol, and I was on the road to recovery within several weeks. Now I knew there was something more than traditional medical model, and I knew that I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to share this with as many people as possible. Now, one of the happy coincidences in learning all about this was running into JJ Virgin, who is one of the most well-known speakers and influencers in health and wellness. It was clear that the food intolerance program that she had developed dovetailed beautifully with the life transformation program I have designed to help people, and it is the perfect introduction into how to eat well in a way that honors your unique physiology. So let's get into the program. This diet is about more than just shedding pounds. It's about changing your lifestyle and becoming your best, healthiest, most productive, and powerful self. You're here now, but there's something that you want to be. My job here today is to help you close that gap, because if you don't do something today, why would you ever expect anything to be different a week, a month, or a year from today? During this event, we're going to cover the following topics: what food intolerance is and how to know if you have it. Hint, you probably do. What the most common causes of food tolerance are and how to avoid them. Why food intolerance is so common. The most common signs and symptoms of food intolerance. How you can take the steps to figure out which foods are hurting you and which are helping you. And finally, how to design an eating plan that will work for you in the long haul, even if you're vegan, paleo, or somewhere in between. The Virgin Diet is not a one-size-fits-all program. Why? Because as I believe, everyone is unique and loses weight differently. We all assume that eating less and working out more will give us positive results, but this is a myth. JJ discovered years ago when she brought several clients to a resort and controlled their diet and their exercise so that each person was operating on a 500-calorie deficit. Generally, we would think that under these conditions, everybody should lose some weight, but they didn't. Some people did. Others stayed the same weight. Others actually gained weight. Well, why? Because our body is not a bank account. It doesn't operate and adjust accordingly based on how much we put in and take out with a mathematical formula. Instead, our bodies are chemistry labs. We each have our own unique makeup of gut bacteria that either tolerates the foods we eat or it doesn't. Now, here's a success story that I love to share. It's about a woman named Lisa who was told by her doctor that she had to lose some weight in order to avoid future health problems. She starts on a diet and starts going to the gym. 1 week in, nothing happens. She keeps going. 2 weeks in, still nothing. 4 weeks in, still no change. 4 months into her new diet plan and workout regime, and she still hasn't seen a significant change. Desperate and frustrated, Lisa comes across the Virgin Diet program, and after just 2 weeks, she loses 10 pounds. And guess what? She lost this weight during Thanksgiving, a time of year when most of us are busy gorging ourselves with turkey and pie. Lisa manages to lose and drop 10 pounds. Lisa and thousands of others have jump-started their way to a healthier and happier life by doing this one thing: eliminating inflammatory foods from their diet. Like I mentioned before, our body tolerates some foods but gets upset by others. When we eat foods that our digestive system can't tolerate, our gut becomes more permeable and food particles pass through and begin circulating where they don't belong, and they wreak havoc, often triggering an immune response. This is called leaky gut syndrome, what I had before. It sounds scary, right? It is, because it can lead to even greater issues like autoimmunity. But you can fix it. We can fix it together. Chances are you do have some food intolerance. From my experience working with countless people throughout my career in health, I'd say that 95% of people have some sort of food intolerance. Most people suffer from several of the following signs and symptoms of leaky gut: gas, bloating, joint pain, skin problems, autoimmune disease, congestion, headaches, fatigue. This is tricky for some people to wrap their minds around at first. Bloating is normal, right? Everybody gets bloated. Well, it's true. Most people do get bloated, but it's not a normal reaction to food that our body should have. Same thing with skin problems. It's not normal for our skin to respond badly to a simple human function like eating. Many of us have accepted that it's normal for teenagers or hormonal women to have skin breakouts. This just isn't true. No one should ever have to settle for mediocre health, especially when it's something that we can address ourselves by doing something as simple as switching up what we eat. With the Virgin Diet program, you'll transform into a detective and you're going to learn how to connect the dots that solve the mystery to your health ailments. By cutting out foods that could be hurting you, you'll reset your digestive system. Your gut will start to heal and your body will start functioning normally. Your body will immediately start reacting by performing the way it's meant to without bloating, joint pain, digestive problems, and skin breakouts. Now, at this point, you may be wondering what's causing your body to react to certain foods badly. Suddenly, everybody's cutting gluten and lactose, but our grandparents drank milk and they ate bread every day with no complaints. What's the deal? Of course, there are many factors that can play a role in our health, such as our genetics and our lifestyle choices. But when it comes to our societal health in general, there are 5 main culprits. We as a society are extremely stressed out and we're not dealing with it properly. So our bodies are reacting with hormones and chemicals to try to balance it out. What else happens when we're stressed? Well, we don't sleep enough, which makes us groggy and cranky, which encourages us to reach for junk food like sweets and salts. Why sweets? Because when we're stressed, our serotonin levels are low and sugar gives us an artificial and very temporary high. Lack of sleep and stress also wreak havoc on our hormones, which in turn causes us to hold on to excess weight. Now, you could be doing everything else right and eating all the best foods, but if you're stressed, it won't matter. When you start with the Virgin Diet program, I'll make sure that you have all the tips and tricks you need to curb and handle that stress that life throws at you. We still don't know enough about the long-term effects of the GMOs that riddle our foods, but we do know that non-organic foods can trigger inflammation in some people. Now, as for processed foods, we're eating more than ever before. Why? Because they're simple and they're easy. But our bodies aren't happy about it. The chemicals and preservatives we consume aren't found in nature, so our bodies get confused. Now, because most grains, corn, soybeans, and peanuts are produced on a mass level, often grown with tons of GMOs, the stuff that ends up on our plates is filled with chemicals that, over time, causes all sorts of health issues. For example, the chemical sprayed on the corn we eat ends up in our gut and hangs out there for a long time, which, not a surprise, causes inflammation. Antibiotics are being used in the livestock we consume and are being prescribed by the doctors we visit. Whenever we consume these antibiotics, bacteria is attacked, both the good and the bad. When the good bacteria is killed, our gut becomes weaker. So the next time you have a sore throat, ask your doctor if antibiotics are entirely necessary or if it would be all right to just let your immune system do its own natural job. Now, gluten. First of all, what is gluten? Gluten is a protein that's found in wheat, rye, and other grains. It's what gives bread its chewy, crusty texture that we all love. Now, while about only 1 in 133 people have a complete inability to digest gluten, this is known as celiac disease, many others suffer from gluten sensitivity and they don't even know it. Here are the top 5 reasons to avoid gluten. Number 1, it causes leaky gut. Gluten proteins damage your gut, which allows for small food particles to escape into your digestive lining and cause a cascade of health problems and autoimmune issues. Number 2, gluten triggers inflammation. Chronic inflammation contributes to every degenerative disease, including diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, and obesity. Number 3, common vehicles for gluten like bread and pasta are notoriously low in vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients compared to veggies, fruit, nuts, and seeds. They're empty foods that aren't fueling you to be your best self. Number 4, gluten inhibits other nutrient absorption. So not only doesn't it contribute much to your body's energy storage, but it steals from the other healthy stuff that you do eat. Number 5, frankly, gluten makes you fat. Gluten contains lectins, another type of protein that can create prediabetes and cause you to store more calories as fat. Now, these pesky lectins can also make you feel hungry even after you've eaten a full meal. Number 5, fructose. Fatty liver, inflammation, weight gain, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and dementia are just a few of the illnesses that sugar has been linked to. In J.J. Virgin's book, The Sugar Impact Diet, she explains how sugar breaks down in your body and the effects it can have on your life. One of the main takeaways that you'll probably like to know now is that when you're consuming a lot of sugar, your body is using that sugar as fuel to keep you energized. If there was no sugar present, then your body would burn fat as fuel to stay energized. Cutting sugar out of your diet is one of the easiest ways to drop the pounds. But not all sugar is bad. Berries, for example, are fine. The Sugar Impact Diet isn't about eliminating sugar altogether. It's about eating the right kind of sugar. Once you sign up for the program, you'll get all those details. Your goal is 3 weeks. This is how long it's going to take for your body to detox from the bad stuff and allow your gut to begin to heal. Then you'll begin reintroducing these foods back into your diet, noticing the effects each one has on your overall mood, energy level, digestive system, skin, and quite literally everything else. From here, you're going to become that detective. You're going to be able to deduce what's causing problems. Maybe eggs are fine for you and you can put them back in your diet, but maybe peanut butter is making you more bloated than you ever bothered to consider. After this 3-week reset, you'll be getting to the bottom of your digestive chemistry. This reset, by the way, is bound to change continuously because you do. I recommend doing this reset at least once a year and making adjustments accordingly. But more of that later, once you get through your first reset. Now, I know that you haven't been sitting at home eating Hostess cupcakes and bonbons. You've been trying to eat healthy. You've been following the rules, but you just haven't been following the right set of rules. Here's what you want to cut out: corn, gluten, dairy, eggs, peanuts, soy, and sugar. These are those 7. I promise that this list of foods to avoid won't be as difficult to avoid as you might think. Don't be alarmed because I'll be sharing plenty of delicious replacement options. Now, the ideal virgin plate will consist of 4 parts. Half of the plate will be full of non-starchy vegetables. Lean proteins such as wild salmon, beans, and pasture-raised pork will take up about 1/3 of your plate. The remainder will be filled with slow carbs like wild rice or squash, as well as a small portion of healthy fats like avocado, coconut, or olive oil. Now here's a list of virgin approved foods to help you get an idea of what your new improved diet will consist of. Coconut oil, unsweetened coconut milk, unsweetened almond milk, dark chocolate, coffee for those of you who love it, unsweetened green tea, lemon and lime, berries, all of them, avocados, almonds, turmeric, leafy greens, sweet potatoes, baby potatoes, legumes, quinoa, hummus, bone broth, grass-fed beef, pasture-raised and nitrate-free bacon, pastured organic chicken, wild-caught low-mercury fish, especially salmon and other freshwater fatty fish, olive oil, avocado oil, macadamia nut oil, fresh mix, salads, soups, wraps, and gluten-free goods. If your current diet consists of a lot of the foods that are on the 7 foods to avoid list, then don't freak out. I'm going to give you plenty of yummy replacement foods that you and your digestive system will love. Here are just a few examples of those swaps. Corn tortillas, you can have brown rice or cassava tortillas. Soy sauce going to coconut aminos, and once you go there, you will never go back to soy sauce. Peanut butter for almond butter. Burger buns, switch out for lettuce leaves. Splenda, which is actually a chlorinated sugar, to stevia or monk fruit. Pasta, go to spaghetti squash or rice pasta. Skim milk, go to unsweetened coconut or almond milk. Once you join our program, you're going to have access to tons of recipes, as well as suggestions and recommendations from fellow virgin dieters who will be happy to help with the transition. And you know what else? People who go through the program don't miss their own foods at all. Once they realize how great they feel once they cut out those foods that their bodies are intolerant to, they have no desire to go back to their old ways. Now here's the thing about the virgin diet. It's going to make you feel amazing. Once your body realizes how awesome it is to be free of inflammation, it's not going to want to go back. There are no cheat days with this diet because after 3 weeks of no sugar, an apple is going to taste like candy. So there's no way you're going to be able to take more than a sip of that soda that you used to slurp down. After you cut out milk, reintroduce it, and realize it's been making your stomach hurt, you won't be able to sit down and finish a pint of ice cream. Your digestive system just won't allow it. I love telling this story because it makes for a great headline. 7 days, 7 pounds, 7 foods. Here's the gist. In 7 days, Vicky cut 7 foods, the ones we just talked about, and she lost 7 pounds. Even better, Vicky continued on with the diet and lost 14 pounds total over the next month. This one's another holiday miracle as well. Vicky lost all his weight over Christmas and New Year's. Now, this is the time of year when the average person gains 5 pounds. Well, Vicky was able to lose 14. At the same time that Vicky started her journey with the Virgin Diet, she was 54 years old with a myriad of health issues and right in the middle of perimenopause. Today, her blood sugar has normalized, her cravings went away, and her skin problems disappeared. Can you say inspiration? You don't have to take my word for it. Here are some testimonials from people who have completely transformed themselves with a Virgin Diet. For the longest time, I accepted that my tummy excess was due to having children and gaining 115 pounds combined from my pregnancies. But once I eliminated all of JJ's problem foods, for the first time since being a mom, I had a flat tummy. All that time I was bloated and I didn't know it. That was from Kieran. JJ's way of eating was completely new to me, and I was scared to start on this journey. I was encouraged by the science in the book and figured that all of the foods I was allowed to eat are healthy, so if the diet didn't work with me, I would just always quit. No need. I lost 7.5 pounds in 2 days, 10 pounds my first week. My stamina also noticeably increased. The Virgin Diet has regulated my depression, anxiety, and has also made my energy levels more consistent throughout the day, and that was from Lindsay. This is not a diet, it is my way of life. Since starting this program, I have lost over 50 pounds. I have had my cholesterol and blood pressure medications cut in half, and I'm not even done yet. I've been with my doctor for over 12 years, and she's watched me be on this diet and that diet, and she told me that I am different this time, that I have found my niche. That was Rochelle. And Lisa Sasevich. You can imagine my surprise when I learned that a food I love, that I thought was keeping me skinny, was making me bloated, tired, and irritable. Who knew? I love feeling wonderful, energetic, and focused. Thank you, JJ. You transformed my life forever. Now, I've been studying health and wellness for almost most of my life, and so I picked up quite a bit when it comes to how to be successful in a new program. Here are some of my top strategies. Number one, you're going to need a coach, someone you trust, who you believe in, and who makes sense to you. You're going to need to be held accountable. When you set goals for yourself, they're easy to forget about and to let go when it's just you that you're trying to make to keep a promise to. Psychology has proven that we're much more likely to follow through with goals when we have someone or something to hold us accountable for our actions. 3, community is everything. JJ acknowledges and speaks up often about sabotage. Unfortunately, your own friends and family can sabotage your success, sometimes without even meaning to. That means that when you're starting a new journey that warrants changing your actions and behaviors, you'll need the support of people who are going through that same change in order to keep you motivated. Well, think about it. If you announce to your family that you won't be eating anything at the barbecue because you're going gluten-free now, you'll more likely receive a little eye rolling and some pushback. Now, this makes you start to self-doubt and might make you more likely to give in and eat that hamburger anyway. Now, if you have connections to a community of people who are traveling down the same road and facing the same challenges, that pushback suddenly doesn't seem so mean-spirited. You're going to need a start date. Whenever I hear people talking about starting a new diet plan, it's usually followed by, I'll be starting tomorrow. But that tomorrow will just keep getting pushed back and back and back. Here's what you need to do. Start today. And lastly, you'll need to commit. Nothing happens without making the commitment. What I've found through my journey of developing the Virgin Diet is that people commit through their wallets. It's much harder to justify giving up on a new diet or routine if you've already paid for it with your hard-earned money. And that's what I love about the Virgin Diet program. It's affordable enough for the general public, but it's enough of a financial contribution for you to actually care about following through with. Now, when you sign up for my Virgin Diet Program 2.0, you'll get a complete toolkit for success. This includes complete meal plans, shopping lists, and recipes to keep you full and satisfied. This includes personalized content for those of you following a vegan or paleo diet, step-by-step videos to guide you through each cycle of the Virgin Diet, quizzes and symptom trackers to help reveal your food intolerances as you make your way through the program, journals and checklists to monitor your progress, specialty guides with real-world tips to ensure your success, such as what to do when you go out to eat, because we know that's difficult. You may make it through the whole week, and then you get to the weekend, you go out with your friends, and then what do? An online Facebook community for extra support. As a bonus, you will receive a free one-on-one 30-minute workout with David Allen, founder of Snacks Like Fitness. Now, we all know that you can't out-exercise a bad diet, but it's just as true that you'll see even better results when you incorporate appropriate movement that is specifically geared to you and what your body needs and that can fit into your lifestyle. And this is where David shines. He's going to help you design a movement plan starting from wherever you are that is guaranteed to take your strength, flexibility, and mobility to the next level. You'll also get 3 months free access to my online membership site where you'll learn how to begin to transform your life by how you eat, move, live, and love. And this is going to build upon what you'll learn in JJ's course so that within 3 to 6 months, you'll be able to look back on where you were physically, emotionally, and spiritually and be amazed at how far you've come. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. I love spending the time talking with you and telling you about the Virgin Diet. And one thing I want you to know is that I never stop studying, I never stop researching, and I never stop learning. This is a fantastic time for research surrounding inflammation, and new studies are coming out every day. By sticking with my program, you're getting the most up-to-date information as well as advice and updates from the leading experts in the industry. Remember, you're worth the effort that this will take because the new you that arises from this program will be healthier, happier, and more capable than you can ever imagine at this moment. Now, if you're anything like me, you want to take action on what you just learned, but you probably want some additional support and resources. Well, you're in luck because I have partnered with JJ Virgin to bring the Breakthrough Food Intolerance Program to you. Based on her groundbreaking New York Times bestseller, The Virgin Diet, the Breakthrough Program explains exactly how to stop the cycle of weight gain, pain, and cravings. You'll get complete meal plans and delicious guilt-free recipes for plenty of anti-inflammatory healing foods to reclaim your health and reset your metabolism. Once you achieve the results you want, JJ will walk you through exactly how to test the 7 foods that are most likely to cause food intolerance so that you can find the right eating plan for you. You'll be following in the footsteps of hundreds of thousands of people who have already had their own breakthrough thanks to the Virgin Diet Program and the state-of-the-art program, which includes the complete meal plan, shopping lists, and recipes, the 30 step-by-step videos to guide you through all 3 cycles of the Virgin Diet, the quizzes and symptom trackers to help reveal your food intolerances, journals and checklists to monitor your progress, specialty guides with the real-world tips to ensure your success, and the online Facebook community group for support. The testimonials for this program are simply extraordinary, and I want this outcome for you as well. Here's another one from Andy G. I lost 7 pounds the first week and 26 pounds total so far. Only my oldest clothes fit now. My energy increased and my persistent joint pain vanished. You can learn more and sign up for this wonderful program at the link below. I am so excited for everything that you're going to learn and all of the changes that are going to be in your life. And don't forget to also sign up for your free Snack Like Fitness one-on-one session with David Allen. Thanks. I'll be talking with you soon.